The following is a presentation of the PAC Sports Network.
From Grove City College, it's the President's Athletic Conference Championship as number 1 Grove City hosts number 5 Geneva. Good evening, everyone. With Steve Mahler, I'm Greg Finley. Steve, quite the paths for both these two teams as Grove City barely escapes St. Vincent in the semifinals with a 70-69 win. Geneva, from start to finish, dominates number 2 Chatham.
Well, the Moose brought his herd to that game. 9 players scored in the 91-63 victory. 6 players in double figures, led by Joel Stutz, had 20 points for the Golden Tornadoes. Venovich was perfect from three-point land. He had 12 points. Rustin was 6 of 8 from the floor with 16 points. Luptak added 10. Tipton had 11. And, of course, the Moose was the catalyst with a double-double, 13 points and 15 rebounds. He's always the catalyst, but he'll need his hurt again tonight.
Yeah, Ethan Moose, one of the best players here in the PAC. You talk about Geneva starting off PAC play 1-5, finished 8-8 in the regular season, really turned it on late in the game. Led by senior Ethan Moose, averaging 16 points per game. That's second in the PAC. The second leading scorer, Noah Damazo, has been out with an injury, so it's been Isaac Massey who's been starting in his place. We'll see him again tonight for Geneva. On the other side of the ball, Grove City. It was high drama in the semifinals as Grove City had to make crunch time free throws, and St. Vincent just kept knocking down three-pointers down the stretch as David Stephen hit a three-pointer with 4 seconds left to cut the Grove City lead to 3 points. Nate Peters would then get fouled. He would knock down the first free throw, miss the second. Buzzer beater from half court, knocked down by St. Vincent by Cletus Helton, but it would still be a 1-point win for Grove City. Grove City has surpassed last year's win total of 18 with win number 19 in that semifinal game against St. Vincent. Have been the most consistent team in the PAC this season, a 12-game winning streak at one point in the season. And Grove City has won 15 of their last 16 games, including that semifinal win 70-69 in the semifinals. James Wells leads Grove City in points per game with 14.6. That's 5th in the PAC. Nate Peters, 8th in scoring, who got his 1,000th career point against this Geneva Golden Tornadoes basketball team. Grove City won both contests between these two teams in the regular season. Right here at Grove City, a 76-67 win. Justice Rice had 22 points. Ethan Moose with 17 for Geneva. At Geneva, Grove City won 76-71, a closer game. Nate Peters with 25 points, 12 of 15 shooting. What are your keys to victory for both these teams?
Well, both teams, they've taken different paths to get to this championship game. And one thing they have in common is they've had supporting roles from all players on the court. But for Geneva, it's important that they get off to a good start, attacking the basket, using some of that extra adrenaline early on in a positive manner, getting good spacing on offense because Moose likes some room to operate down the lane, whether he's going to shoot or pass the ball to his teammates. And then on defense, I noticed that they came out in a three-quarter press the last time they played Grove City and built a nice lead. So maybe they can use that to disrupt the offensive rhythm of this Grove City team who's been together for a while. Grove City, though, they want to stick to that standard. They've stick to the system. Their philosophy all year has been play to the standard and let the results fall where they may. I also think if they get Miners, Mule, and Rose involved early, that'll help get this team rolling and clicking on all cylinders. But you can't deny the rebounding advantage that Grove City has. So look for them to just get one shot offensive possessions for Geneva tonight.
And they're going to have to shut down the second leading scorer in the PAC, and Ethan Moose for Geneva, as the Golden Tornadoes have been on a tear as of late. For Coach Jeff Sanacero, in his 24th year as the head coach at Geneva, he's 397 and 397 overall at Geneva, 325 and 365 as Geneva's head coach. Steve Lammy on the other side, his 22nd season as Grove City's head coach, winning 4 PAC titles in 1998, 2003, 2007, and 2010. That was the last time Grove City was in the championship, the last time they won the title. It's been 10 years. Geneva has never been in this position, never been in the PAC championship. This is a huge opportunity tonight for the Golden Tornadoes.
It really is, and they play the underdog role well. They seem to play with a little bit of grit and style, and it's not as well polished as the Grove City offense, who looks machine-like at times, as if they're sharing brain while they're passing back and forth. Everyone knows where someone's going to go. But there's a little bit more of an artistic side to this Geneva offense, and ignorance can sometimes be bliss. They're here to win. They're going to play with that grit, and they brought a crowd with them.
They sure did. You can hear them over there on the other side of the court as they are fired up as the Golden Tornadoes take the floor. And Grove City women's basketball knocked off W&J today in the championship at St. Vincent College. Now the men look to do it here against Geneva. Both teams on the floor continuing their warm-ups. Important numbers in this matchup. Grove City, best scoring defense in the PAC at 66.7 points per game. Geneva, the 7th best scoring defense in the PAC. They give up 73.4. Geneva, the 3rd best scoring offense at 73.6. Grove City, 5th best scoring offense. So two pretty similar teams, but Grove City's defense is just so good. Number 1 in the PAC, going up against the 3rd best scoring offense. What do you think Grove City's going to have to do to contain the Moose?
Well, I don't know if you're necessarily going to contain him, but you can't become a spectator. You have to remember you have a job to do on defense. He has captivating moves, and he has great court vision. So when he's drawing defenders, you have to make sure that you stick to your assignment so that you don't create open three-pointers for Venovich. He loves to shoot that three-pointer from the top of the key. Or Russin knows that little shuffle step down in the low blocks. It has to be an intentional effort to make sure everyone sticks to their assignment, and that's something that Grove City's been well-trained to do.
Taken on this team twice this year. Last year, Grove City knocked off Geneva in the quarterfinals, 81-75. As Geneva finished 7th in the PAC with a 6-10 record and 9-17 overall. It's interesting, Geneva was projected to finish 5th in the PAC at the beginning of this year, and they are the number 5 seed. Grove City projected to finish in the top. They are the number 1 seed.
Yeah, that is interesting, but there's a little subtle difference there with Geneva. In the first half of the year, it seemed like the Moose was the go-to guy. He's leading scorer in 10 of the first 14 games, but then he's got a supporting cast, leading scorer in only 4 of the last 13 games. So we'll have the opportunity to see two very similar teams in regards to being deep. However, two different styles as far as how they get that accomplished.
In the series, Grove City leads the all-time series 98-76. The Wolverines have won 6 straight meetings. These teams first met in 1898 and 1899, Grove City's first season of intercollegiate basketball. This goes back a long time between these two schools. They're very familiar with one another. It should be a good one tonight. Number 5, Geneva. Number 1, Grove City. National anthem coming up next, and the starting lineups and tip-off. You're watching the PAC Championship right here on the PAC Sports Network.
Jenna Frederick. I graduated from Geneva in 2012 with a degree in engineering. At Geneva, they minister to the whole person. I was asked questions that I never knew that I would need the answers for. They really dig into the deep topics, which became my core beliefs, and those core beliefs became anchors that I was able to hold on to. There was no time in my life that there were more passionate and compassionate Christian leaders pouring into my life. Employers seek after the kind of character and values that are instilled in students that go to Geneva.
Founded in 1955, the President's Athletic Conference is regarded as one of the elite NCAA Division III conferences in the nation. Comprised of 9 private institutions and 3 associate members, the PAC remains unique in this day of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student athletes excel in 23 varsity sports as well as the classroom. Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
Faith and freedom are far-reaching matters for us. The freedom to pursue a calling in life and the faith that it will make a big difference. The freedom to use the value of an education to pay it forward and a Christian faith to make it count. At Grove City College, faith and freedom create opportunities. And that's why faith and freedom matter.
Claim your spot.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
Before we meet tonight's starting lineups, we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
National anthem has been played. They will announce the starting lineups and we'll give them to you. Brought to you by Sports Clips. First, for Geneva, a 6-foot sophomore guard, number 11, Matt Vainovich. A 6'5 senior forward, number 22, Ethan Moose. A 5'10 freshman guard, number 24, Isaac Massey. A 6'5 freshman forward, number 35, Joel Stutz. And a 6'1 senior guard, number 44, Nick Russin. For number 1, Grove City, the Wolverines. A 6-foot senior guard, number 12, Nate Peters. A 6'1 junior guard, number 14, Justin Rice. A 6'4 junior forward, number 34, Joe Miola. A 6'7 senior forward, number 44, James Wells. And a 6' center senior, a 6'7 senior center, number 50, Josh Brown. Can you feel the excitement here from Grove City Arena? This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Geneva, the 5 seed, Grove City, the 1 seed. for the PAC Men's Basketball Championship. The Grove City women already defeated Washington and Jefferson at St. Vincent College earlier. Now the men look to do it against number 5 Geneva. It's going to be a good one, and we're going to have it right here on the PAC Sports Network as the starting lineups have been announced. And here we go. Winner of this one will go to the NCAA tournament. It's been a long time since a team in the President's Athletic Conference picked up a win in the NCAA tournament. Either of these two teams look to do that, but first, somebody's got to win the championship. It will be Nick Russin and James Wells at half court. The PAC Men's Basketball Championship underway on the PAC Sports Network. Driving to the basket and throwing up a shot and puts it in is Nate Peters.
And you'll see a lot of that tonight. Peters very comfortable down below, a little fake to the baseline. Nice turnaround jumper to get the first points of the evening.
Massey throws it and he gets it right back, swings it over to the left side. Stutz. Now Ethan Moose. Moose backing away, looking for an open man, finally gets rid of it. They swing it around. Massey for 3 from the corner. That no good. Rebound made by Justin Rice. Rice to Wells at the free throw line. Jump shot. No good. Rebound Peters. Ball on the ground. Rice just threw it off of a Geneva player, and it went into the Geneva section.
You don't think this game matters? Peters just went up over 2 or 3 different defenders, fell down, and the ball got kicked into the stands. Everybody's doing their part to do what they can to come out on top tonight.
Miola to inbound. Finally gets rid of it. Here's Peters. Hands it off back to Miola. Justice Rice. Rush Brown at the free throw line. Hands it off to Wells, top of the key. Wells pulls up from the free throw line, knocks it down. 4-0 Grove City. First minute in. There's Massey, gets a screen from Ethan Moose. Feed into the corner. Other side now, driving, kicking it back out. Here's a 3. Splash. Joel Stutz, the freshman. Feed underneath, the other way for Grove City. Brown back out to Wells. Feed it back underneath. Brown backs down. Brown off the glass and in.
So far we've seen the versatility from this Grove City offense with Brown, Wells, and Peters getting some buckets early for the Wolverines.
6-3 Grove City lead, 2 minutes in. Feed underneath, and the jam by Nick Russin. Rice knocks down a jumper. Stutz in the corner. Now Vainovich feeds underneath, and that goes out of bounds off of Russin.
And Miola was chasing Russin on the far side. He double-teamed on the entry pass down low. They had to hold it. And then he ran all the way back across the paint, just enough to deflect it off Russin's hand. Good hustle by Miola.
Eric Miners checks into the game, as well a couple other players, and Joshua Bryan and Connor Martin. Miola to the basket, can't finish, tip in, no. Basketball loose, Ethan Moose comes up with it for Geneva. Moose, Stutz, another one, no, not this time. Out of bounds. And Geneva keeps.
I think it went off the foot of a Grove City player right there, but Coach Sanacero instructing Ethan Moose to push the ball down, keep this up tempo. Stutz had a great look. We thought it was going in just a bit strong.
Massey to inbound for Geneva. Moose gets the basketball. Ethan Moose drives the lane, stops, kicks it out. Stutz feeds underneath Russin, kicks it out. Here's a three for Massey. That's too strong. No. Stutz the rebound. Back out, Vainovich. Now Stutz in the corner. Massey loses the basketball on a steal. Here comes Miners. Now it's Rose and Bryan. Miners. Nice catch. Miners for three. Yes!
Looks at about 5 or 6 different Grove City Wolverines with buckets early on. High percentage shooting, high intensity basketball here at Grove City College.
5 different players have scored for Grove City as Joel Stutz lays it up and in. He's got 5. Back the other way comes Grove City. Miners from the corner, and he's rejected. The Moose. That gets the Geneva crowd fired up.
6'5" Moose can close out in the corner as well on the 5'9" Miners, who just knocked down a three-pointer. The Moose leading by example.
Inbound is knocked away by Geneva. And James Wells will come back into the basketball game. Miola checks out. 4 minutes in, 11-7 Grove City. White. Swinging around, Peters. Backs down, Peters again, yes! Second time we've seen him do that effectively and score. The lead is 6.
And that's what a senior leader will do. There wasn't a lot going on that offensive set. He went to a spot where he felt comfortable and got 2 more points for the Wolverines.
Up tack to Moose. Moose penetrates, lays it up and in. First 2 points for Ethan Moose. Up the other way come the Wolverines. Peters backs down again. This time he has to get rid of it. Jump shot, yes. Elijah White.
And that's the type of jumper this flex offense will be made available all night. The jump shot at the elbow, you run a little bit of motion down below, and you have a couple of options as the play is stopped for Ethan Moose to go to the bench.
Interesting situation there. Not sure if he's bleeding. They had to pull him out for a little bit. It's not a timeout. Just a substitution there. Moose comes out. Almost a steal by Bryan. It's R.J. Bell with the basketball, who just checked in. Up tack. Now Bell penetrates. Bell stops, and he's rejected by Wells. Justice Rice to the basket, drew a foul.
On that last shot by Geneva, Rustin trying to set a screen on Grove City, but it's hard to set a screen on 2 or 3 defenders. That time, Grove City just collapsing to the ball and really making it difficult for Geneva to get an easy basket.
Justice Rice at the free throw line, shooting 2, cans the first. Vainovich back in the game for Geneva. Second free throw, good. Largest lead for Grove City, it's 8. Luptak. Stops his dribble, kicks it out. Vainovich for 3, splash.
And that's his preferred style of three-point shooting. Just stepping right in from the top of the key, a confident stroke, picking up where he left off against Chatham.
Nice shot there by Vainovich. Back to a 5-point game. Shot no good. Fighting for the rebound was Peters. And he had a leap into the Geneva bench. 5-on-4 the other way, but Peters quickly back on defense. Bell in the corner. Nice defense by Rice. Finally gets rid of it. Russin go to the basket. Too strong off the glass. Rebound made by Brown. Here comes Rice. Rice underneath the well. Stolen away by Vainovich. Vainovich to the basket. No, but a foul.
Lots of great basketball instincts happening here. You saw Russin. He felt the pressure on the outside shoulder, drove to the basket, didn't get the foul call he wanted, but then Vainovich with a nice help defense down below creates a fast break opportunity as he misses the first of 2 free throws. Ethan Moose back in.
That foul on Isaac Thrasher. One out of 2 for Vainovich. And the 8-point lead cut to 4. Miola, Rice, back to Miola. Jumper, Wells, yes. James Wells with 4.
About the 3rd or 4th jump shot we've seen from the elbow. That's something that will need to be defended more closely here by Geneva.
Vainovich from deep. This one no good. And the rebound, ball on the ground, but able to get rid of it was Miners, and here comes Rice. Rice to the basket, looking for a man. He'll get rid of it. Goes right back to him. Miola to the basket, spin off the glass and in. What a move by Joe Miola.
And there's a great basketball IQ right there. Your first move into your final move. He used the rim as an obstacle, as he did a spin move for a layup, and Geneva answers.
Luptak the other way. Rice comes right back and scores. Luptak penetrates. Nice speed to Moose underneath. Nifty move and 1.
When you're stuck down low, look for number 22. He knows what to do with the ball. Goes up strong, a little hesitation. Nice touch off the glass. Let's see if he can complete the 3-point play.
What a great move. He gets the basketball. Little maneuver when he gets the foul. Able to get the space and put it up and in. +1. Moose knocks down the free throw. He has 5 points. Rose. Connor Martin loses it out of bounds. Geneva basketball.
And Luptak stopping the ball, not allowing Grove City to march the ball right up to the 3-point line. Gave the defense an opportunity for a half-court trap, and look what happens. They get a turnover.
Luptak penetrates to the basket. No. Great defense there. Miola comes up with the loose basketball. Rose hands it off Nate Peters. Grove City will reset the offense. Peters back to Rose in the corner. Right back to Peters. Swing it to Miola. Now Peters stops his dribble. Got trapped. Loose ball. And a nice play there by Ben Rose, who throws it off of one of the Geneva players, off of Lyle Tipton, and Grove City will keep the basketball. Shot clock at 1. Rose gets it off. No good. Rebound Stutz. Luptek, Stutz, now Moose. Ethan Moose. Vainovich. Nice feed to Moose on the cut. Moose underneath and lays it in.
And there's your senior leadership right there. He recognized he had a baseline cut. Didn't force the first shot, was patient, and got a nice reverse layup.
Grove City, largest lead was 8. It's now a 3-point game. Fake the shot. Now he'll let it fly. Front iron, no. Gets his own rebound, though, is Peters. Another possession. Feed underneath, and a great find. Joshua Bryan. And a timeout, Geneva. 25-20, Grove City. Under 10:30 to play in the first half. You're watching the PAC Sports Network.
At Bethany College, we are bound by our connections. We have a nearly 180-year history of connecting our students to a future of accomplishment. The world is changing every minute, and so we prepare students to be nimble and versatile through a unique focus on academic excellence, research, and global engagement. We are developing the leaders and citizens of tomorrow, supported by our robust alumni network. Let us help you connect to your future. Connect with us today at bethanywv.edu.
Back here at Grove City College, 25-20. Grove City with a 5-point lead. We'll resume play. Luptek. Drives the lane, tried to feed Moose underneath with a bounce pass. And it gets away out of bounds, Grove City ball.
Just seemed a little indecisive whether he wanted to just give a chest pass or a bounce pass, an awkward angle, goes out of bounds. But back and forth action so far, 8 different players for Grove City on the score sheet. Rose underneath, White backs down on Moose. White off the glass and in. Nice move by White. But Josh Bryan brought his defender across the paint, which allowed him to go baseline without a double team. Tipton to the basket, no. And the rebound fought for by Bryan. Here's Ben Rose. Rose kicks it out, Peters. Peters stops, pops, teardrop, and puts it in. Timeout, Geneva. Coach Sanacero is hot. And a 9-point lead for Grove City, a 30-second timeout. A lot going on right now in this one. The largest lead for Grove City was 8. Geneva, down 17-9, would cut it to a 23-20 game. Now a 6-0 run by Grove City. Geneva's got to get the ball back to Ethan Moose. They've got to do a lot of things, but it's hard to contend with a team when they're shooting 68% from the floor. 13 of 18 shooting for Grove City right now. Geneva not too bad, 8 of 16. However, it's hard when you're playing defense that whole time and you've got 8 different players scoring for Grove City. A lot of substitutions made by Grove City. They bring them in, bring them out, and they do it effectively. Ethan Moose. Now Vainovich, Stutz. Into the corner. Get over to Luptek. Luptek feeds Moose underneath. He draws a foul. And I like this game plan is keeping Moose down on the baseline. Luptek, quarterback for the football team, knows how to operate on an offense. Being aggressive down low could get Wells and some of the other guys in foul trouble and could change the pace of this game. Moose misses the first. Missed them both. And he fights for his own rebound and gets it. New possession, Geneva. Feed underneath. Russin off the glass, puts it in.
Here's Rice. Miners, Wells pulls up. Good. 6 points for Wells.
Let's see if they go back down low to Russin.
Luptak. Get out Stutz. Back to Luptak for three. Too strong. Russin fights for the rebound. Swing it back around. Luptak to the rack. Rejected by Rice. And Grove City comes back the other way. Rice. Wells. Miners. Feet underneath. Bryan. Rice. One more pass and the rejection by Russin. Geneva the other way. Vainovich in transition three. No. Loose ball and knocked out of bounds off of Grove City. Eric Miners tried to tip it to himself on the run, but he ended up knocking it out of bounds. Massey back into the game. He'll inbound. Gets it to Moose and hands it right back off Massey. Great read by Rice with the steal. Rice to the basket, lays it up. No, but he drew a foul.
Great anticipation by Rice. A little bit of a lazy entry pass into the blocks. Typically a bounce pass. That time was a one-handed chest pass, and he turned defense into offense. And both teams right now living up to their identities in the first half of this championship game.
Rice will shoot two of two at the charity stripe in the first half. Misses this one. Miola back into the game. Isaac Thrasher checks out. Rice, 1 out of 2. He's got 7. The lead is now 10 for Grove City, largest of the ball game. Massey throws it and knocked out of bounds by Nate Peters. Quick hands on the read. Trying to get it to Stutz. Was Massey on that pass. Peters read it, knocked it out.
Well, we've seen the Moose so far mainly down low on the baseline. Let's see if they flash him up to the top of the key to give him some room to operate.
Massey. Looking for an open man. Vainovich, NBA 3, misses short. And the rebound fought for, almost out of bounds, was Wells, but he grabs it. Here's Justice Rice. Miola with the basketball. Back to Rice. Miola. Rice to the basket, rejected, out of bounds, off of Russin. And Geneva thought it should have been their basketball off of Rice, but I think that's the right call. I don't think it touched him. Rice finally gets it into Nate Peters. Shot clock at 5. Peters for 3. No. Rebound Moose. RJ Bell a 3. Peters called for the walk.
And this is a pivotal part of this game. I was curious to see how Geneva would endure a run from Grove City. Russin was on the bench. He came back in. Now we're starting to see the momentum shift. But can they get back, close the gap, and take a lead?
Moves to Massey. Now Ethan Moose. Moves to the basket. He is rejected by Ben Rose, and it goes off of Moose. Grove City basketball.
The 6'2 guard went up strong against the 6'5. Ethan Moose. Not only did he get the rejection, he held his ground, he didn't foul, and the ball goes right off Moose's foot.
Yeah, clean play and a great play. Neola feeds underneath. Wells. This one no good. Offensive rebound, another possession. Wells for three. No. Another rebound by Grove City. Ball on the ground. Timeout, Grove City. We'll take a break. 32-25 Wolverines. You're watching the PAC Men's Basketball Championships.
Co-ed, Chatham University offers over 40 majors in the health sciences, sustainability, business, and the arts and sciences. Qualified undergraduates can also be admitted into our integrated undergraduate and graduate programs in physical and occupational therapy, physician assistant studies, and more. Live on our historic Shadyside campus or our Eden Hall campus, the first in the world built for the study of sustainability. Strong academics, Division III men's and women's sports, one-of-a-kind campus locations. Chatham.edu.
With Steve Mahler, I'm Greg Finley. You're watching the PAC Sports Network Men's Basketball Championship. Number 1, Grove City. Number 5, Geneva. Largest lead of the game was 10 for Grove City, and a quick catch and shoot off the timeout for James Wells. And he is living with the jump shot.
Wells' technique was perfect. He caught the ball up in a shooting position, didn't bother bringing it down to give his defender a chance, knocks down the 7-foot jumper.
And now a double dribble on Isaac Massey gives the basketball back to the Wolverines. Eric Miners will inbound. It's Ben Rose. Neola, and then Rose again. Backs down. Hands it off to Wells. Wells will pull the trigger. Bottom!
And that's a part of his game he worked on during the offseason. It really spreads the offense, makes Grove City's offense that much more potent. He knocks down the three and gives a double-digit lead to the home team.
That'll get the crowd fired up. Another timeout on the floor. We're back right after this on the PAC Sports Network.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
Largest lead continues to grow for Grove City, as now a 12-point advantage for the Wolverines. Just over the 5-minute mark here in this first half. Full court trap being shown here by Grove City, and they'll backpedal their way into their man-to-man defense. R.J. Bell, Ethan Moose. Moose spins, penetrates, glass, no. Rebound Wells.
Well, and there's another defensive rebound by Grove City, one of the keys to the game.
A one-and-done possession by Geneva. Wells. Miners pulls the trigger. Bottom.
You know, Geneva's playing a pretty decent game. Grove City's just on fire right now.
Shooting the lights out of the basketball. And the defense getting the turnovers as well. Ball out of bounds. Geneva keeps.
That made basket put Grove City back up over 60% on 17 of 28 shooting from the floor.
Incredible. You keep that up, it's going to be hard for Geneva to make a comeback. Down 14, trying to cut away at this Grove City lead. Swinging into the corner, drives the lane, loses the basketball. Now Moose penetrates to the basket. Nice move, can't finish. Rebound Miola. Here comes Josh Bryan, pushes to the basket, and that's going to be a blocking foul.
I don't know about that. It looked like the defender, Luptak, had his feet set, didn't move 1 inch. It was an interesting decision on offense there by Bryan, going 1-on-3, and I think that Geneva has a case.
Unless he was in the restricted zone. Didn't get a great look at where he was positioned, but the official calls a block. Free throw good by Joshua Bryan. He's got 3. One more coming. Bryan cans both. The lead 16 for Grove City with 4 minutes to play here in this first half coming up. Luptak penetrates, can't finish. Another one and done possession for Geneva. Here's Peters. Justice Rice to Bryan. Peters to the basket. Stops, pops, glass, and in. Nate Peters.
And there's experience right there. The 6-foot guard going down low in the Russins area at 6'8", utilizes the pump fake to get the big man off the ground, and from there it's an easy bank shot.
Great play there. Pull the trigger, air ball. They're going to let that one go. Another one and done possession by Geneva. And now they're going to talk this over. They're going to say ball was tipped, not an air ball, Geneva ball. So they overturn in the call. Now another talk. We just want them to get it right. You got to change the call, fine, as long as it's the right call. And they got it. Going to have to do something here with the shot clock. See what they put it at.
Well, Geneva's been running decent offensive sets. They just haven't been able to finish around the basket, and thus the double-digit deficit.
They put it at 14 on the shot clock. Ethan Moose stops, maneuvers, puts it in, and one.
See the versatility of Ethan Moose right there. The big guy, comfortable down low, comfortable up top, uses the pivot foot, draws the contact, and gets the friendly roll.
Moose cans the and one, 10 points for him in the first half. Grove City's lead at 15. Justice Rice. Puts it to Peters, right back to Rice. Rice. Offensive foul, led with the left arm, extended it, and they get him for the offensive foul. That's his second.
And Luptak earned that the last couple of times. He's been in position, he's been aggressive, he's had sound mechanics on defense, and that time a little flailing got the call to go the other way.
Absolutely oversold that one, and he got the call. Handed off a couple of times, tipped in. Oh, another foul on Justice Rice. His third here in just the first half. That one hurt. He's got to check out. Rice with 7 points in this first half, and he's probably done for the rest of this first half. His third foul. Moose off the inbound. Stops, kicks it out. Back to Moose, backs down, spins, glass, knocks it in.
And the game plan is overload the one side, create some space for Ethan Moose so he has room to operate. He's got a lot of moves down low, and you just saw another one right there.
This time, a foul on Luptak, his second. Coach Sanacero, again, not happy. He wanted an offensive foul for a push-off. Doesn't get the call. Grove City basketball. Luptak has to check out. Grove City basketball. Inbound goes to Wells. Peters. His feet underneath to the basket. Rejected by Russin. Out of bounds. Geneva ball.
And White thought he had an easy lane to the basket because Stutz overcommitted, but the reason Stutz can overcommit is because he's got a guy who's 6'8" right behind him who knows what to do. Second in blocks in the PAC, and Nick Russin.
Russin, a force. Here's Vainovich for three. No. Rebound by Bryan. Towed the line there, almost out of bounds. Peters. Bryan. Wells, they'll swing it around. Corner three. No. Rimmed in and out. Out of bounds off of Bryan. Substitutions made. Josh Brown, Eric Miners, Isaac Thrasher.
If I'm Coach Sanacero, right now I'm preaching to my team, let's get a couple of baskets and a stop, get this lead or this deficit into single digits before the half.
Our lead was 19 for Grove City. It's now an 11-point game. Lyle Tipton on the board. Under a minute and a half here in the first half. Wells, yes.
How do you stop a left-handed hook shot running down the lane from a guy who's 6'7"? I guess you don't.
I think Russin's the only one that can do that. Feet underneath, being doubled. Russin kicks it out. They'll swing it to the corner for three. Bottom.
And that's something Geneva can do. You saw the double team on the blocks on Russin down below. They're very decisive and quick with the ball reversal. And we saw a nice three-pointer there by Stutz.
Stutz gets called for the reach. The Grove City basketball. Miola. Gets it to Wells. They feed underneath. Brown back out Wells. Miners. Hands it off Peters. Shot clock at 10. Brown. Wells. Miola. Kick it to the corner for three.
Well, Miola got the ball in an uncomfortable situation with the shot clock winding down. Look who was in the corner, the senior leader, Peters, who started this afternoon with scoring, has a nice three toward the end of the half.
Trying to feed underneath as the bounce pass, and it's stolen away by Miola. Grove City will hold for the final shot in the first half. Peters to the basket, rejected by Russin with 1 second in the first half. We're going to have time for a catch and shoot right here, or maybe one dribble. Rice back into the game to inbound. Knocked away by Moose. 0.5 on the clock. Now it is just going to be a catch and shoot. Rice. Wells, catch and shoot. That's late. No good. Grove City, the number 1 seed, 48. Geneva, the 5 seed, 35. Halftime show coming up next. We will sit down with Kevin Fenstermacher right after this on the PAC Sports Network.
with 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
It begins here on a beautiful campus in southwestern Pennsylvania. At Waynesburg University, students become leaders in education, in business, in government, and science. They learn to tackle real-world issues with innovation and purpose, and are prepared for these roles within a community that fosters spiritual growth. Waynesburg University, a tradition of faith since 1849.
Founded in 1955, the President's Athletic Conference is regarded as one of the elite NCAA Division III conferences in the nation. Comprised of 9 private institutions and 3 associate members, the PAC thrives in athletics and academics. Now sponsoring 23 sports, the PAC remains unique in this day of high-pressure college athletics, with academics at the core of every program. With over 196 academic All-Americans and over 1,000 academic honor roll recipients with a 3.6 GPA or higher in the past year alone. Our student athletes excel in athletics as well as the classroom.
And the W&J Presidents, the PAC champions.
Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
What do I like about Westminster College? What's not to like?
I like that we work together, in and out of class. We're all on the same team. I like that we actually do the things we learn. We get real experience for the real world. I like the support we get from faculty. They're not just professors, they're mentors. I like that I'm a part of something real.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
.38-35 at halftime in favor of the number 1 seed, the Grove City Wolverines. With Steve Mahler, I'm Greg Finley. Steve, what a first half. A lot of points.
A lot of points, a lot of production. 8 players on the score sheet for Grove City, 7 for Geneva. Grove City at just under 60% shooting. I think at one point they were close to 70% shooting. But nobody on their team has missed more than 3 shots from the floor, which is just remarkable for this Grove City team. But one of the things we talked about before the game was, can Grove City have defensive rebounds that prevents Geneva from getting second chance opportunities? The answer is yes in the first half. Grove City with 20 rebounds in the first half to Geneva's 13.
You look at the stats. James Wells, 6 of 8 from the floor. Nate Peters, 5 of 8 from the floor. That is remarkable in this first half. James Wells with 13 points, Nate Peters with 11. They've combined for half of the points for Grove City.
Yeah, and something that's not on the stat sheet is just Peters was the catalyst from the get-go. He came out off the tip, went straight down, set the tone early, leading by example, 6 feet tall, scoring from 2 feet away when you have a guy 6'8", Russin on Geneva. He's diving for balls, jumping over the chairs, jumping back in, coming back on the defense for a fast break. He's just all over the place tonight in a very good way for Grove City.
He sure is. On the other side of the ball, Geneva led by Ethan Moose with 12 points. Joel Stutz with a pair of threes. He's got 8. Nick Russin with the slam dunk and some blocks. Boy, is he a force underneath. He had 4 points. Tipton with 2, Luptek with 2, R.J. Bell with 3, Matt Vanovich with 4.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the way that Russin, a guy of his size, understands angles and positioning. There were a couple of times where he created offensive opportunities for himself to go to the basket, or he was able to get a rebound when he was being double or triple teamed.
Going to be welcomed here by the Assistant Commissioner of the PAC, Mr. Kevin Fenstermacher when we return here on the PAC Sports Network.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
Welcome back to the PAC Sports Network halftime show. I'm Greg Finley, now joined by the Assistant Commissioner of the PAC, Mr. Kevin Fenstermacher. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us here at halftime.
Glad to join you. I was getting some T-shirts and hats together and the trophy and almost forgot about you guys up here. So someone sent me a reminder. Here I am.
Yeah, I sent Briggs down there to go get you, so thank you to Briggs to go get you. Okay, so quite the atmosphere here tonight. Grove City, Geneva. It's rocking here. You can't even tell it's a home game for Grove City tonight.
It is, and we kind of knew that this was going to be the environment. Leading up to the championship tournament week, we knew that Grove City was going to be on spring break right now. So in the back of everyone's mind, it was like, oh, maybe they're not going to draw too much. I think this exceeded my expectations as far as the Grove City side.
Right.
They're pretty lively, too. I mean, the Geneva fans always travel well. This is a really significant rivalry just on the court and off the court for Grove City and Geneva.
Especially with Grove City having a game at St. Vincent for the women's team today.
Yes.
Another great game there, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah. It won't surprise me if those women walk in the door and everybody on this side of the bleachers goes bonkers. Yeah. That's a huge win for them. And, congratulations to Coach Foose and the Grove City women.
Sitting down here with Kevin Fenstermacher, the championship week for a bunch of sports. Overall, just describe what this week has been like for you and Joe Underko.
Yeah, it's Joe and I have been doing this for a really, really long time, and we have worked together, most of our professional careers. So it's almost like we don't even have to communicate who's going where, who's going to do what during this week. It's so many times it's just I know what I'm responsible for, he knows what he's going to do, and we just get it done. This is why we do it. We absolutely love our jobs. We love working with our student athletes and coaches. This is a grind. I think Thursday we were at indoor track, and I think that was 19 hours that I put in on Thursday. But it's totally worth it. No excuses or anything like that. That's why we do it. They're just the excitement of events like this. Indoor track, it's across all of our 23 sports. It's an honor to be doing what we do.
What can you report about the indoor track championships?
It kind of shook out how I thought it was going to go. I thought the men's side might be a little bit tighter. Geneva from top to bottom, they're really strong, and you see it in basketball where a team will take on the personality of their coach, right?
Right.
Geneva has a good one. Younger guy, Phil Thompson, who he's a ball of energy. And his team, they just take after him. So they get really, really stoked for events like indoor and outdoor. I believe that was their 6th track and field title combined with outdoor and indoor. A lot of fun guys, really, really excited for what they're going to do in the outdoor season. And the Westminster women, they were both picked in our preseason polls, and I know people don't get hung up on polls, but we saw some of the things that Westminster was capable of on the women's side, and they had a really, really good first-year pole vaulter come in and do exceptionally well. We're excited for the outdoor season. We're glad the indoor season is in our rearview mirror. How about that?
You talk about the outdoor season now with spring coming up. your reflection on year one of lacrosse and now year two coming up to look ahead.
Yeah, it was new for a lot of people. It was new on a lot of campuses. It was new at Grove City. And what their men were able to do, and they came really, really close in the Division III tournament. A lot of guys coming back. And I know that Grove City is really excited about men's lacrosse, and Grove City's bringing in women's lacrosse in a couple years anyway. I think St. Vincent has a really, really good program on the men's side. We had some good wins today. And it's kind of that, we talk about the crossover seasons from the fall to the winter and the winter to the spring. I don't even know if there is a crossover season anymore because everything just runs together now.
Correct.
We used to basketball used to be its own thing, then we would start track, then we would start tennis. Everybody overlaps now. So there's so much going on, but that's what makes it cool. That's what makes it exciting. There's never a dull moment doing what we do.
And then you got Franciscan entering the PAC as the 10th team coming up. How excited is the conference to add Franciscan?
Crazy excited.
Yeah.
I think they everyone uses the word fit nowadays. They're a terrific fit for us. Geographically they're a great fit for what we're trying to do. I mean, sportsmanship means the world to Joe and I, and our athletic directors and our president's council. And Franciscan believes in what we believe in. I think that's the easiest way. They want to do it the right way. So we're excited to have them. It's really cool. I work closely with our Student Athlete Advisory Committee, which is about the most engaged Division III conference in the country. Mm-hmm. So they're really, really excited. I wanted to give a shout out to them. They did the polar plunge today down in Pittsburgh, so wanted to make sure that my heart was broken. I couldn't join them, but I couldn't get down there, make it back here, and feel confident about it.
Have you ever done a polar plunge?
I've been to a couple. I have not jumped in yet.
Okay.
But they have a really, really cool kid. His name is Liam Galligan. He's going to take over as our SAC president next year. Him and a young man named Austin Babjack, track and field kid from Chatham, they kind of put the polar plunge together, so wanted to give them a shout out. But yeah, we're really excited for Franciscan. They're really improving in a lot of the sports that obviously that we have here, and excited for them.
Good. Well, it'll be nice to have a 10th team now.
For sure. And we're so used to playing them in so many sports. Our schools are always out in the non-league schedules playing Franciscan. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
Kevin Fenstermacher, thank you so much for joining us
No
here
problem.
on the halftime show. 48-35 Grove City, second half coming up next here on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
Founded in 1955, the President's Athletic Conference is regarded as one of the elite NCAA Division III conferences in the nation. Comprised of 9 private institutions and 3 associate members, the PAC remains unique in this day of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student athletes excel in 23 varsity sports as well as the classroom. Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
Thanks to the Assistant Commissioner of the PAC, Kevin Fenstermacher, for joining us here on the PAC Sports Network halftime show. With Steve Mahler, I'm Greg Finley. 48-35 Grove City with a 13-point lead. Steve, the largest lead was 19. Geneva able to cut it to 13. These first 4 minutes of this second half, pretty big. It's either going to go Grove City to extend the lead, or Geneva going to try and shrink the lead for Grove City. Your keys to the second half.
Finish around the basket for Geneva. They've had some opportunities down low, just unable to get the ball in the basket. And we need to see some better three-point shooting from the guys who helped them get here, with Vainovich, Bell, and also Stutz trying to get three-pointers and trade them for 2 with Grove City. That's how you can cut a big lead in the single digits in a hurry.
It'll be Geneva basketball to begin the second half. A winner will be crowned here in this PAC championship game. Moose backs down, puts it up, misses front iron, rebound Miola.
Didn't look like he followed through on that jump shot. He did all the work to get there and just kind of stopped his form a couple inches too short.
Miola backs down, kicks it out, he'll get it right back. Wells loses the basketball out of bounds. Tight defense by Ethan Moose, forcing the turnover, Geneva ball. Nice steal by Nate Peters. Peters slams it home!
Well, the last time he did that against Geneva, he got his 1,000th point. This time it extends the lead to 15 for Grove City.
A two-head slam by the 6-foot senior. Back underneath is Ethan Moose. Got 14. Peters. Kickball violation out on Vainovich. Rice gets it to Wells in the corner. Now Rice backs down. Rice stops underneath, maneuvers his way, can't finish. Rebound Massey. Here's Moose underneath. Russin puts it up, puts it in. Nick Russin with 6.
Russin wanted to answer that dunk with one of his own, but he kept his composure and realized just need to get 2 points.
The 6'8 senior forward with 6 points. And we have an off-ball foul on Geneva.
I think that's going to go on Massey. Couldn't quite keep up with Justice Rice, running some fast screen motion down through the paint.
So that's on Massey. It's his second. Rice will inbound. Wells, Miola. Back to Wells in the corner. He'll play catch. Peters. Feet underneath Wells. Shot clock at 2. Wells at the buzzer. Nobody got fouled. And he'll shoot 3. Joel Stutz bumped him on the shot. And Wells is at the free throw line for 3.
And that can be deflating. You work really hard for 30 seconds. A lot of great adjustments there by Geneva as Wells hits the first of 3. I was curious to see how they would defend that high post jump shot coming out in the second half that plagued them a little bit in the first half. Wells knocks down the second. And they stepped out a couple of feet beyond that. Forced an off-balance three-pointer by Wells, and now they're still going to come up with maybe a 3-point swing here despite that effort.
Got them all. Wells with 16 points, and he'll check out for a breather. Lead up to 14 now for the Wolverines. How will Geneva respond? Massey. Now Moose. Corner 3, Vainovich. No. Rebound fought for by Rose. He'll push. Miners for 3. No. Offensive rebound fought for and stolen away by the foul. Get Vainovich for the foul, and that'll put Bryan at the free throw line where he is 2 for 2 at the charity stripe. Rattles that one in. One more coming. No. Rebound Russin. Lead at 15. Yeah, foul.
It's going to be on number 25, Ben Rose. Russin really working hard down low in the post, trying to get some momentum on his side for his team to get back into this game.
It's Rose's first. Massey gets it out to Ethan Moose. Moose penetrates to the basket. No. We're going to have an off-ball foul on Eric Miners.
Yeah, he pushed Russin in the small of the back as he was going up for that rebound, which is why Russin was unable to secure the ball.
Substitution made. Elijah White into the game. Alden Weiner checks out. Massey feeds Russin underneath, and he uses that height and lays it in. He's got 8. Wide open Jay. Missed it front. Iron offensive rebound. Puts it in by Bryan. Vainovich pulls the trigger, and he buried it.
But now you need to get a stop if you're Geneva. You can come down and hit 3s and 2s all you want, but you need a defensive stop.
Backs down, feeds Miners for 3. Missed it. Fought for. Loose ball, out of bounds off of Grove City. There's your stop.
Both teams able to match the intensity of the first half. Sometimes that may go away after the halftime break, but not tonight.
Not tonight, not in the championship. Massey. Screened by Russin. He'll drive. Walk out to the corner. Finally gets it up to Vainovich. Vainovich tried to feed underneath. Wells blocked it away with a steal. Peters has it knocked away out of bounds off Geneva.
Vainovich with a good pump fake on the three-point shot. I thought he might try to lean in and get 3 free throws of his own.
It sure looked like he was going to. He faked, had the defender in the air. That's where you just jump into him. He didn't do that, though. Rice, Wells, no. Rebound made, Luptak. Luptak, Vainovich in the corner. To a cutting Luptak. He kicks it out. Bell for 3. Yes.
Great vision and cut by Luptak. Goes to the center instead of forcing up a short jumper. Finds Bell for a three-pointer. The second one in a row for Geneva.
It's a 9-point game. Another flop. Wells. And now they call an offensive foul on Grove City.
That's going to be on number 22, Josh Bryan, down in the low post against Vainovich.
Moose gets it into Luptak.
Watch a clear out on offense here, see if Moose can go one-on-one.
Reach-in foul on Peters.
There's the clear out for Moose.
Swinging around, Stutz for 3. Bottom. It's down to 6. Grove City had a 19-point lead at one point in this game. Geneva has cut it to 6. Peters, rejected by Moose. Luptek. Stutz drives, kicks it out. Vainovich for 3. Got it and 1!
Well, key to the second half was trade 3s for 2s, but now there's a chance for a 4-point play.
Are you kidding me? A foul on Thrasher, his second. Vainovich, a chance at a 4-point play, a one-possession game. In and out on the free throw. 3-point game. Gets it ahead to Peters. Nate Peters penetrates to the glass, puts it in. Here's Bell for 3. That got tipped and stolen away by Rice. Peters in attack mode to the rack.
And after he made that previous layup, he looked to his bench to say, no way, we're not going to give this one up. And he leads by example again, 2 straight possessions. Basically the same move, straight to the hoop and finishes on both of them.
Peters in full attack mode the last 2 possessions, as if you just knew he was going to the rack. That's stolen away by Wells. He keeps it in play. Grove City with the takeaway. Here comes Rice. Rice will slow down the offense, swing it to Miola, and now Peters. Peters, and a block. Another foul on Luptek, his 3rd.
And I think that time the bouncing backward of Luptek actually forced the referee to make a call. If he just stays upright and they're bumping a little bit going to the baseline, these referees have allowed the players to be very aggressive all night.
Right.
But when you see a player jolt back like that, it's almost like the referee's going to blow the whistle.
Luptek has flopped every time there's been contact. This time he gets burned by it, trying to get an offensive foul. He's not getting it. And they're going to just throw it up for the tallest guy on the court in Wells. Wells attacks Russin off glass. No, Russin the rebound. Gives it to Moose. Moose will push to Tipton. Tipton behind the back. Stops, feeds Russin underneath. Rejected, but a foul.
And you see some of the moves in the repertoire of Mr. Tipton coming in off the bench. Lyle Tipton, the 6'3" freshman. Very comfortable with distributing the ball in tight space underneath.
Russin hits the first. Got them both. 10 points for the big man. 5-point lead for Grove City. Swinging around Wells, Miola. Miners. Now Brown. Miola backs down. Kick it to Miners. Shot clock at 10. Miola drives. Kicks it out. Wells loses it. Has to shoot it. He does. No. Loose ball. Geneva comes up with it. Vainovich is bumped and a foul on Ben Rose.
Very smart play by Vainovich. He saw that the fast break was going to be shut down. Saw an over-aggressive defender coming back, just stopped and drew the contact.
And so now, Geneva shooting free throws. 1-1. Got it.
Vanovich was 1 for 5 from three-point range in the first half. Came out in the second half 2 for 3 as he makes his second free throw on the evening.
You're seeing Russin bumping around with a couple of Grove City defenders, and the official had to have a talk with them. We're going to get a timeout. It's a three-point game again. Under 12 to play in the second half of the PAC championship.
The biggest thing with Consolidated is their customer service. They treat you like a preferred client, even if you're just starting with them.
They've truly taken the time to understand who we are as a business and recommend the best product and services based upon that knowledge of who we are.
Being able to rely on a technology partner like CCI to provide the fiber backbone means that our internet signal is completely reliable. I can't recommend any other parties. Consolidated is my first choice.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Off the Geneva timeout, Grove City basketball. A three-point lead for the Wolverines. A lead as large as 19 at one point. It's cut to 3. Miners in the corner, gets it to Miola, swings it around Miners. Feed underneath to Wells. Wells doubled, finds an open man to the basket. Russin with a huge block. But Grove City will keep.
Confident, resilient, gutsy, persistent. Those are all adjectives that Coach Sanacero has used throughout the year to describe his team. I could not agree more.
Nick Russin, a force underneath. Peters attacks, and he's rejected again. Ethan Moose to the rack. He's rejected by Nate Peters.
A lot going on right there. You can see the chemistry between Moose and Russin. Russin slowed down to set a screen, but there's Peters yet in another spot on the court. The 6-foot guard swats the 6'5" forward.
An absolute block party in these last couple of possessions. Kick it out for the tie. In and out, no. Rebound made, Grove City. And do we have... We have a stoppage of play. Not entirely sure what happened. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on the PAC Sports Network.
Time to claim your spot.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
So we're back. Coach Sanacero went down on that play. And thankfully he's up and is okay. It went absolutely silent in here. And I was following the basketball, did not see what happened. And thankfully, he's okay. Resuming play now. Grove City with the basketball. Miola looking it around. Peters will pull the trigger. Missing. Rebound, Russin. Vanovich to Moose. Moose spins, stops, pops, hesitates, scores. A 1-point game.
With a stop here and a bucket, Geneva can take their first lead of the evening.
Feet underneath. Throws it up, puts it in. I'm not sure how that wasn't a double dribble.
Or a walk. It looked like number 52, Weiner, dragged the back foot before he put the ball up off the backboard.
Moves, Stutz, in and out, and a foul. It's on Russin. Here's Rice. Now Miola. Swing it to the corner. It's Peters. Back to Miola. Peters. Miola goes to work and a foul on Stutz. His third.
His third, team foul number 6. Joe Miola, 2-2.
That's a big foul for Stutz right there. 3 for 10 in the first half shooting from three-point land for Geneva. They came out 5 for 8 on fire in the second half as he goes to the bench for a rest.
Miola with just 3 points. Second free throw. Missed it. Fighting for the rebound and getting it is Luptak. Mismatch underneath. They see it, but a foul.
That's going to be on number 14, Justice Rice. That's going to be his 4th foul.
Now Russin at the charity stripe. 1-1. 17 foul on Grove City. Russin missed it, back iron, rebound Miola. Minor separation, front iron no, and a foul away from the ball on Geneva.
I think that'll be on number 31, R.J. Bell. He was grabbing the arm of the Grove City player down below, preventing him from getting a clean shot at a rebound.
Exactly who the foul is on. It'll be the 1-1 opportunity. Good. 17 foul on Geneva. One more coming for Joshua Bryan. He's got 8 points. Got them both. It's a 6-point lead for the Wolverines. Had it swatted away out on Grove City. Geneva keeps. Luptak gets it in to Tipton. Tipton backing down, throws it up, missed it, rebound made by Bryan.
4 Wolverines under the basket for that rebound, nobody for Geneva.
Grove City slowing it down. Miners, top of the key, Bryan. Back to Miners, swinging around. Shot clock at 10, Wells is fouled.
Game very similar to a matchup these two teams had earlier this season where Geneva fights, they claw to get back into it, down to a one-possession game, overcoming a large deficit. They just can't get that lead.
Wells hits the first. 17 points for the senior. One more. Got it. 18 for Wells. Lead back up to 8 for Grove City. Vainovich to the lane, floater, good.
Great recognition by Vainovich, pump faked on the three-pointer. Russin sent him a little screen, knocks down the floater.
Wells catch and shoot, missed it. Offensive rebound though by Rose. Another opportunity for Grove City. Miners kicks it out, long two. Air ball, they'll come up with the basketball, finds Rose underneath, that's a foul, and down goes the big man, Russin.
He hit his shoulder and his head as he came down. Hopefully he's okay.
Russin holding his left shoulder, and he's going to have to come home. The hesitation underneath by Rose got Russin right up in the air, and that's how he drew the foul. And Russin in some serious pain on that left shoulder. Two shots here for Rose, who has no points in this game. Hits the first. Got it. Rose with his first 2 points of the game. He'll sub out. Into the game comes Connor Martin.
Well, who would have thought both teams shooting about 47% now for the game, but Grove City has made 9 more from the free throw line.
Luptak penetrating, kicks it back out. Ethan Moose. Moose in attack mode, off the glass and in. 18 for the senior. Seven minutes to go. Wells, catch and shoot. In and out. Thrasher knocked it away, out of bounds, Geneva ball. Rice back into the game for Martin. Brown will check out for Alden Weiner. Grove City by 6. Luptak kicks it out. Stutz to the rack, off the glass. No, got his own rebound, kicked it out. New possession for Geneva.
Stutz creating offense, but also what awareness to get a one-handed rebound and kick it back out to your teammate.
Feed underneath. Moose is fouled. Foul on Wells. It's his second. Ethan Moose at the free throw line to shoot 2. He's got 18. Now he's got 19. 20 for Moose. The lead is 4 for the Wolverines. Rice underneath Peters. Backs down. Peters is fouled by Tipton. Tipton thought he had a clean block.
Well, both teams have been physical all night. That time you just saw Peters trying to create some space with his shoulder, and I think they just got him where he reached his hand in the downward motion.
Peters misses the first trip to the free throw line tonight for Peters. 1 out of 2. 18 points for Nate Peters. A 5-point lead for Grove City. Final 6 minutes in the PAC Men's Basketball Championship. Stutz to Luptak. Luptak kicks it out. Moose. Moose spins, stops, pops. Wide open Vainovich. Missed it. Rebound Moose. Fought for it. Ball on the ground. Gets it to Vainovich. Tipton backs down. Being doubled. Has it stolen away by Peters. Peters on the attack. Lays it in.
Peters,
he's got 20.
He anticipated that pass because down low, Tipton was a little bit lost, getting double teamed. Threw a soft pass to the top of the key. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Peters take a steal and convert in transition.
Luptak kicks it out. Vainovich now gives it to Moose. Moose stops, throws it up. No. Rebound by Grove City. Ben Rose with it. Gives it to Peters. Wells feeds underneath. Peters is fouled. Tipton again. His 4th. R.J. Bell about to check in.
What hasn't Peters done tonight? That time using some motion down below, got a little screen underneath. Gets Tipton to go up in the air one more time to create another trip to the free throw line.
Misses the first. We're going to get a timeout on the floor by Geneva with 4:48 to go. We're back here on the PAC Sports Network. (72-65) Grove City over Geneva. The PAC Men's Basketball Championship. Right here on the PAC Sports Network. Nick Russin came out of the game with a shoulder injury. We see him now coming back into the game. A huge force underneath. I think Grove City took full advantage. Nate Peters was able to break to the basket a couple of times without that presence underneath.
Definitely a change in strategy once the big guy 6'8" goes out. You know there isn't that tall presence to come in front you down below.
Peters 1 out of 2. He's got 21, and he'll take a seat. 73-65 Grove City. It's Luptak. 2 screens. Kicks it out. Vainovich swinging around. Bell for 3. Bottom.
And that's where they got their 3-pointers to begin the second half. Drive to the lane. Kick it back out. Quick ball reversal around the perimeter. Bell knocks down another one.
Rose. Nice feed underneath, and he lays it up and in. Josh Brown with 4. The lead is 7. Final 4 minutes in the PAC championship. Up tack to Vainovich. Swinging around Stutz. Stutz tried to hand it off. It's stolen away. Rose gets it out to Brown. Timeout, Grove City. The takeaway and the timeout. We'll take one as well. You're watching the PAC championship on the PAC Sports Network.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
Founded in 1955, the President's Athletic Conference is regarded as one of the elite NCAA Division III conferences in the nation. Comprised of 9 private institutions and 3 associate members, the PAC remains unique in this day of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student athletes excel in 23 varsity sports as well as the classroom. Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
Steve Moeller, I'm Greg Finley. The PAC championship has lived up to the hype. A 75-68 lead for Grove City. A lead as large as 19. Geneva would cut it to 3. Now it's at 7. Feed underneath, wide open. Joshua Bryan, a freshman with 11.
That time Tipton just got caught up in some traffic on defense, lost his man to turn into an easy backdoor reverse layup.
Goes to the glass, can't finish, rebound, Peters versus Vainovich to the glass, and he's fouled. It's on Stutz, his 4th. Ethan Moose still on the bench for Geneva in the final 3 minutes of this game.
Just a veteran move by Peters. Very aggressive, very under control. And you might think with a double-digit lead and 3 minutes left in the game, why is he driving to the hole? Well, it's to get number 35, Stutz, in foul trouble.
Moose back into the game now for Geneva. One more coming for Peters. And again, he makes 1 out of 2. 22 points for Nate Peters. 10-point lead for Grove City. Left tap. Stutz missed it. Another possession. Bell missed it. Rebound Wells. Rose, Peters, put it in! Moose the floater, good. 22 for Ethan Moose. 10-point lead, Grove City.
Curious to see if Coach will put on a half-court trap or something just to try to generate a turnover.
Rose underneath, puts it in. Vainovich swinging around. Bell stops. Stutz, screen by Moose. Up tack to the basket. Rejected! James Wells blew the roof off the building with that one.
Isn't it appropriate that the all-time leader in blocks has one in the final 2 minutes of the championship game in his senior year?
Manovich a three, air ball. Grove City with the basketball with 1:29 to go and a 12-point lead. Viola gets it to Rice. Rice fouled by Moose. It's his first foul.
Geneva foul number 22 for Moose. His first. Justice Rice, shooting 2.
Misses the first. Peters back into the game. Missed them both. Massey the rebound. Moose stops, throws it up, missed it. Miola rebound. Miners to Rice. Stops, feeds underneath. Peters! Final minute and a 14-point lead for the Wolverines. Stolen away. Peters, 3-on-2. Peters to the rack and the finish. Timeout. Geneva. Grove City can taste it. With just 43 seconds, Grove City is back on top by 16 points.
Nate Peters with 28 points of all different varieties, but with all the same intensity. From the first tip, when he came down, made a jump shot a few feet away, to the steals we've seen him make at midcourt, to the passes he's made, to the hustle he's had, really putting an exclamation point here for the Wolverines.
Absolutely. An incredible performance by the senior, Nate Peters. Geneva was down 13 at halftime. As many as 19 in this game came all the way back to cut it to 3. At one point, cut it to 1 when you said they score here, they'll take their first lead, and they were never able to do it. And Grove City has built this lead up to 16 with just 43 seconds left.
Yeah, and you saw Moose right there, his patented crossover dribble, spin move, pump fake. He's utilized that to create open shots for himself tonight. They're just not falling with the regularity of which he is used to.
Right. Massey to inbound. And a foul on Rice. That's his 5th. Justice Rice has fouled out of this game with 7 points. But he'll get a hug from all his teammates on the sidelines. Not a bad way to foul out, up 16 with 42 seconds left. Matt Partridge is at the free throw line. Shooting 2. Misses the first. Second free throw on the way. Missed them both. Rebound, Grove City. Timeout, Wolverines. It's going to be a full substitution here for Grove City. And they're going to sink in this moment. The bench has been emptied. It was a substitution timeout, not a full timeout. Shot clock down at 5. Jumper. In and out, no. Rebound made Geneva. This will be the final possession most likely. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebound Grove City. For the first time since 2010, the Grove City Wolverines are the champions of the President's Athletic Conference. Take a break. Have your Foster Law Office's Player of the Game and the final scoring stats next on the PAC Sports Network.
Time to claim your spot.
With 2 locations in Washington County at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and Trinity Point in Washington.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge, I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
$86-70, Grove City wins the PAC championship. You see here on the floor there, having a prayer, both teams at half court. Geneva and Grove City are so close to one another, and Coach Lammy, Coach Coach Sanacero, so close to one another. Grove City, for the first time since 2010, wins the PAC Men's Basketball Championship.
And isn't it appropriate that Nate Peters is the first one in the line, leading his team, even in celebration as he did in tonight's game. The game was pretty close, back and forth. I mean, I know there was a large deficit on a few occasions by Geneva, but at one point in the second half, Geneva was actually had a higher shooting percentage than Grove City. So they clawed their way back in it, but the small differences, 6 more turnovers by Geneva. My guess is those 6 were from Nate Peters.
We got the final stats in a little bit when they're brought up here to us, but what an emotional game for both these teams. Nate Peters set the bar when he scored the first basket of the game, and then he went on to score 26 more. He's our Foster Law Office's Player of the Game with 28 points tonight, the senior. Grove City PAC title number 8 comes in 2020.
And I know we're highlighting Nate Peters here, deservedly so, on 12 of 18 shooting, but I believe Grove City had 10 players on the score sheet. Wells with 18, Josh Bryan with 11, and Geneva on the other side had 4 players in double figures as well. So all in all, kind of similar, and what we kind of expected was the experience, the intensity, the depth of Grove City outlasting the Geneva Golden Tornadoes.
Our final numbers: Nate Peters, 28 points for Grove City, 18 for Wells, 11 for Joshua Bryan. He was a spark off the bench, the 6'5" freshman forward, Joshua Bryan. And now we're going to have Kevin Fenstermacher present the trophy to Grove City.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will present the championship plaque. Will the team captains please come out to the center circle? Representing Wolverine Striker number 12, Nate Peters, and number 14, Justice Rice.
Go with the plaque, and now they're getting the T-shirts. And we'll go back to the scoring summary here real quick before the net cutting. So Peters with 28, 18 for Wells, 11 for Joshua Bryan, 3 for Joe Miola, 4 for Josh Brown, 4 for Ben Rose, 2 for Alden Weiner, 4 for Elijah White. For Geneva, 22 for Ethan Moose, 11 for Joel Stutz, 12 for Matt Vainovich, 10 for Nick Russin, 2 for Lyle Tipton, 5 for Amos Lubtak, 6 for R.J. Bell. Please stick around here for the presentation of the net cutting right here on the PAC Sports Network.
And now for the autograph